July already. I hope you all enjoyed summer. I mean, after all, we're in Maine. It's time to start digging out the winter gear and looking for the snow shovel. But first, the real estate market update. Hey, how you doing? If we haven't met, I'm Mike Connors, real estate agent with eXp Realty here in Maine. The summer market is picking up right where we thought it would, or at least where I thought it would, when I blew off the fluff of the market is turning. In fact, it hasn't turned. Just as I said, it has gained some steam. Although not a huge amount of steam, it's gained some steam nonetheless. This is the residential market update for the state of Maine as a whole. If you want to get the Eastern Maine specific, i.e. Greater Bangor area, Penobscot County, lucky for you, I've done a market update for that area, and you can view that by clicking here. Or maybe it's here.
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
So let's jump into the numbers for last month for residential real estate for the entire state of Maine. First is the average number of days on market. In the month of June, it was 23 days. That means houses sold 4 days faster compared to 27 days on the market in May. This is the quickest property has sold in Maine in the past year. In July of 21, the average number of days on market was almost 30 as it was declining month after month. And then it hit its low in August at 24.5 days. Then it began rising every month, hitting its high in February of this year at 45 days, and it started declining again. But in June, we hit a new record low. So what does this mean? It means that things are not slowing down and the market is not shifting to a buyer's market. Next up is the number of listings. In June, there were 3,119 new listings, up from 2,802 the month before. There were 3,298 active listings through the entire month, up from 2,542 the previous month, and 253 listings sold in June compared to 1,710 the prior month. Again, what does this mean? Simply, the market is not turning to a buyer's market. There were more listings in June compared to the previous month, but the amount of sold stayed right in line, meaning that we're still seeing an inventory shortage. Keep in mind, when I say inventory shortages, I don't mean there is no inventory, because clearly there is over 300 houses listed for sale last month. But because they're selling so quickly, it is keeping inventory down. Okay, so homes are selling faster and inventory is increasing. But what about average list price? If you remember, the average list price in May was $946,820. I'm not sure what happened with that. There must have been a few high-priced properties that were listed and it drove that price up. As I said, it didn't make sense. It was certainly a fluke. In June, the average list price was back down to $530,804 compared to $481,684 in June of 21, which is about a 10.20% increase from the previous year. Okay, well, you might be saying to yourself, average number of days on market is at an all-time low, number of listings is up, but number of sold listings is high also, and the average list price has increased from this time last year. Surely there must be something that is showing that the Maine real estate market is turning. I mean, the experts I've listened to are all saying it's turning. Maybe the average sale price is what's going to be the indicator. After all, what really matters is how much buyers are paying for houses. Great point. Let's look at that number. In May of this year, the average sale price was $396,833. In June, that number was $438,231. That's a 10.43% increase in average sale price from May to June. Remember last year at this time when the experts were saying how crazy the market was and couldn't believe how much homes were selling for? Well, this year they are selling, on average, for 12.77% more than they were at that time. Well, let's move on to the sold to list ratio. For those of you that don't know what that is, the sold to list ratio is the average ratio of sale price to original list price in percentage. This ratio shows how the sale price of properties compare to the original list prices. If the number is below 100%, that indicates that on average properties sold for less than their original list prices. And if it's above 100%, it indicates that on average properties sold for more. Certainly this number could help us figure out if it's turning to a buyer's market. For June, that number was 103.1%. Last year it was 102%. Nope, still not indicating a buyer's market. So the last number we're going to look at is the absorption rate, which is if no new properties were added to the market and sales continued at the current rate, how long would it take to sell all the properties on the market? In May, that number was 1.27 months. In June, it was 1.73 months. There it is, folks. Homes would take 1.73 months to sell, a whole 0.46 of the month longer. This must be the evidence we're all looking for to show the market is turning. Last year, the absorption rate was 1.68. It's the smoking gun. In all seriousness, there's no telling what's going to happen. Where we're headed is anyone's guess, but looking at the numbers, I'm not seeing the shift that we've been hearing about. I'm just not seeing it. So there you have it. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have questions about buying, selling, investing, or just the real estate market in general, my contact info is below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful so that others may benefit from it too.